Dustin, is that the real Dustin, or is this Chase again?
Yeah, it's the real
Okay,
Dustin.
that
I'm
is
not trying to mess with you.
okay. That's the real
And
Dustin.
and for the record, I didn't realize that was your directions. You have a couple of mods that were telling me to jump
I'm
on
just
Discord.
messing with you. Don't worry about it.
I can't tell sometimes.
Well, yeah, of course.
Wow. Okay.
So what do you got?
I'm just trying to, dude. Look, I'm not trying to challenge you on anything. I'm trying to understand.
That's the
Right? Like, can we take these principles and like find a practical application?
what principle?
I don't know the ones that you're espousing.
Which one?
I don't know the. Okay, let's say for example that the rights. Let's say, for example, I'm asleep in the back of my truck because I'm trying to save gas and get to
Uh-huh.
work early in the morning.
Okay.
Somebody hops in the front seat of my truck.
Uh-huh.
If I act in an aggressive manner,
Yeah.
is that me exercising force or is that me exercising my right to my property?
That's you exercising force, and only after the event is it looked at through a justice system, which is another body of force that determines whether or not you are just in your use of force. If there's no body of force, Dustin, that's an authority, that's a monopoly on force in the justice system, then whatever you do is up to whatever you do. There's no outside authority that's going to process it and evaluate it and be a mediator and an arbitrator of whether or not you were just or not. You know?
That leaves me to kind of some funny conclusions, right? If I was to walk that out to its principle, would it have been a better idea to simply bail out of the passenger side of the truck and let him keep it?
Well, you mean if there was no justice system?
Well, no, I mean in any situation. I mean, look, I mean, let's take the
No,
periphery out of
Dustin,
it.
Dustin, hold on a second. If when you say any situation, I need to know, is the situation, the hypothetical, with a justice system or without?
Well, in this particular situation, we're going to say it was with the justice system because
Yeah,
at the
in the
time
justice
I held the
system,
guy until the
yeah.
police showed up.
Yeah, you can if you would be probably, I bet if you did a bet, you depending on what state you're in, actually, they would maybe err on the side that you were in the right to use force with an aggressor who got into your car. But that law can change in a different state, for instance. So you would have to know the law in your state to determine what you're going to do in the instance that happens. Now, if you decided to just run, you'd have to be just kind of okay with the fact that he stole your car and then process it after the fact and maybe get it back. Maybe in that instance, risking your life and letting him just drive off in that instance, it could be the smarter thing to do for you if in regards to safety. But we're not talking about just pure safety. We're talking about the relationship of actions and whether or not those actions are looked at after the fact with a body of justice, a body of force that says you were in the right. Did you commit a crime or not? It's ultimately going to be outsourced. It's not going to be determined in the moment with two people or one person in the instance.
I
How can
I
you
just don't
disagree
know,
with that?
man. Like, cause I don't disagree. It just I don't know how to feel about it.
Feeling.
It's not the logic that I have a problem with. Okay,
It's the
it's
feeling?
the I. Well, I knocked that dude's tooth out,
Okay.
right? And I feel bad about it. If I can't say that I was right about doing it, right, then I have no solace, and I have to deal with the fact that I caused damage to that man.
Well, I mean, that's a moral, ethical issue that would exist even if there wasn't a body of force and a justice system. And so, yeah, so that's kind of irrelevant. That's like saying, like, I don't, in the instance where I thought I should do the right thing and I wasn't sure of the right thing, after the fact, maybe it wasn't the right thing, and you ponder it, right? That's something we all have to deal with. I mean, I don't think that's controversial or anything that anyone in the chat or myself would disagree with, that we're always in a sense of moral reflection and weighing whether or not we should do this or do that, and maybe there's some uncertainty in certain scenarios. But the question that we've been talking about mostly, and what we were talking about when you jumped on the panel, is rights. Do rights exist?
Right. Now, did I have a right? I'm like, is it? I mean, I don't know, man. Like, you're telling me that rights don't exist. So if I wasn't defending myself, right, and the only thing that separated the difference was the fact that I owned property, but I don't have a right to that. Right.
True.
So I mean, in practical application, then the decision would have been no different, except for the fact that I caused damage to that man. He could have just kept the
Dustin,
truck, right?
Look. Let's do the same. Let's take property, for instance. Let's take one scenario where there's no justice system and one scenario where there is a justice system. And the same thing happens. Someone jumps in your truck and they aggress you, and you defend yourself with force. Same exact scenario. Every little thing identical, like, right? Theoretically, practically identical, nothing different, other than one scenario has a justice system. Now, the one with a justice system is the one that's going to tell you after the fact whether or not you did or didn't have the, quote, right, otherwise known as a permission, to do what you did. It's only after the event. Where is the same right or permission in the absence of the government in the other hypothetical? If it's just a truck and two dudes and he jumps in, you punch him. Where's the right? How do you determine whether or not you had a right to do that, absent the government reflecting on it and going, yo, actually you are right. You did actually have the right to do that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it just doesn't
Jimbob.
exist. The answer is you don't have any. It doesn't exist without the body of force in the government to reflect after the fact, right? Post-diction, looking back and examining the material and saying you were in the right. Look, turns out you did have the right, past tense. You did have the right. In the moment, we actually don't often know if we have the right to do something. We have to wait and see. If without a government, what do you have to reflect on other than what your moral duties are? So I would say, Dustin, the question of the man attacking you in the hypothetical without a government that exists, just total anarchy in the woods or something, the only thing you have to lean on, Dustin, in that moment is your moral duties. Do you have a moral duty in the moment to protect your life or your truck? Maybe it's just your life. Maybe it's not your truck. Maybe you don't have a moral duty to protect your truck. But let's add some things to it. Let's say your truck was essential to your existence and your family's livelihood. Suddenly, maybe you do have a duty to protect your truck.
You've given me a lot to think about, Jimbob, and I hate to join and run, but I got to get back to work.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate you.
All right, man. See ya.